Most racism in Britain is on the decline, apart from anti-white racism, which is on the rise. Perhaps now the most widespread and systematic form of racism in the entire country. Lady Hussey, who works for the royal family, asked a lady who was dressed in traditional African dress and goes by the name of Ngozi Fulani what her ancestry was. It has now made the national news and resulted in Lady Hussey losing her job and being condemned as a racist. If it was a person of colour who asked the same question, and they do all the time, no one would have paid attention. In other words, it's not just the words you speak, it's your skin colour that really matters, especially if it's white. That is the very definition of racism. Being born in Britain or having a British passport doesn't necessarily make you British. I know lots of people born here who absolutely do not refer to themselves as British. They often say things like back home or in our culture, and they certainly aren't referring to England when they say that. They mean Pakistan or India or the country of their heritage. Surely, if they want us to see them as British, then they have to at least see themselves as British. I know people born and bred in this country, but of Chinese or African heritage. I say, well, you're just English, really, and they reject it because they do not see themselves as English. I remember saying to someone close to me of Chinese heritage, but born and bred here, you're just more or less English. And white English friends all agreed with me because to us, she is accepted as one of us in a way only someone brought up here can be. She replied, no, I'm not, you don't get it, which for someone who has only ever been to China twice was quite surprising. It's impossible for me to refer to someone who speaks with a broad Yorkshire accent as just a Chinese person. But if someone like that, who is proud of being from Yorkshire, doesn't see themselves as truly British, then rest assured Ngozi Fulani certainly doesn't. A white English person with an Anglo-Saxon surname can never be accepted as Japanese, or even French for that matter, yet everyone and anyone can be British. That means Britishness is meaningless. This woman, Ngozi Fulani, believes being asked where outside of Britain her family is from is racist. She is clearly saying all white people must accept her as British when she herself rejects British identity. This woman's real name was Marlene Headley, yet she changed it to an African-sounding name. She is wearing African cultural dress and colours in every picture I've seen of her, including at the event where she was asked the so-called racist question. Odd behaviour if you want people to see you as British. But it's absolutely fine. She is obviously proud of her African heritage. Good for her. That's her right. Just like it's British people's right to be proud of theirs. And she's free to call herself what she wants and dress how the hell she likes. But it seems very odd she would then complain when people question her Britishness. I'd have to be insane to think I could walk around in a Germany shirt at the World Cup and then call everyone xenophobic who asks me where in Germany I'm from. I'd expect nothing less. Has she done all this on purpose to stir up hatred for the royal family? Who knows? It is certainly possible. It's no secret she hates the royal family and what it stands for. Seems plausible she'd want to portray it as racist, then she can use that as justification for abolishing it. Anyone who's heard the conversation will know she chose to let it run and run until it turned very awkward by pretending she didn't understand what was being asked. Could Miss Hussey have probably worded it better? Yeah, for sure. It seems the way she asked the questions and kept persisting came across as rude. But she'll no doubt be like that with literally everyone she talks to who is not from the same upper class background as her. Anyone who has talked to elderly upper class types will know they can sometimes be incredibly forthright, matter of fact, with a sense of entitlement, often bordering on the obnoxious. Any one of us would probably be the same if we came from such a privileged background. The fact she has lost her job is incredibly scary, and it should be a warning to all of us. We now live in a society where if you have white skin, asking simple questions, people of all skin colours ask all the time, could mean your life is ruined. Get used to living in an anti-white society under a left-wing authoritarian regime.